I have this belief that Floyd Shivambu and Dali Mpofu really played Julius Malema. I think they waited for the right moment, and when he least expected, they dealt him a heavy blow, which, if he's not careful, he might not recover from, because if you get played by the people that are closer to you, it is going to be very difficult. But to really look at that side, I want you to listen to this clip of Dali Mpofu.
Were you part and parcel of the formation of Umkhonto weSizwe?
Absolutely. For a few months, as I say, there was a time where probably it was just me and former President Zuma.
You listen to that clip, you realize that, well, Jacob Zuma wanted to form MK Party, and while he was busy thinking of the idea, he was not alone. There was Dali Mpofu on the other side working together, saying that let us form Umkhonto weSizwe Party, which is going to challenge the ANC. By doing that, he goes on further to invite a lot of leaders, even Julius Malema, by the way. They go to sit down. Dali Mpofu is chairing that meeting. And remember, he's the one who started with Zuma. Now he's chairing the meeting, bringing them together. That idea of progressive caucus that is going to challenge the ANC. Brings it down, and probably they all left and thinking that we are going to work together. To further add on that playing game, Dali Mpofu, they are asking him a question. Did you let Julius Malema know that you are resigning? The answer is no. The man is resigning, but to his advantage, he says that, well, I wanted to check with my chairperson at my branch if my membership is up to date, and they said it has lapsed. So I decided there's no need for me to go on and renew, and there's no need for me to do anything. I'm just leaving. So you did not tell your leader, Julius Malema, the leader of the party, that you are leaving. If really you were leaving in good faith, you would write a message. Go back. Floyd Shivambu, the rest of the people knew about him leaving and not Julius Malema. He writes a letter to Julius while Julius is in Polokwane. He reads that letter and he has to drive same time to go and meet with Floyd Shivambu. And we sit here and think, well, this thing was in the EFF. This thing is MK and EFF working together. While on the other side, it was not that. They were playing him. Remember that Mphahlele funeral? Floyd spoke there. Julius didn't know anything about Floyd leaving. Now we are sitting with the resignation of Dali Mpofu, confirming that, well, I've been working with Zuma. And to go back, how does a party allow one of their members, even if it's a lawyer, to go on, proceed challenging the ANC, working for MK Party, representing them? You are in the elections. You are just a month to go, 2 months to go before you go to elections. How do you let this person represent the MK Party? Or is it because you believed there is progressive caucus where we are working together? He goes on to represent them, they win. Get number 3 position, removes you. And you only realize later that, wait a minute, this person is not on our side. He is against us. But in all honesty, you should have realized the same time, the minute he said that, I've been working with Zuma to create this MK Party that is going to represent all of the black masses. The black caucuses are going to come together. The minute he gave you that idea, you were supposed to call him out and say, my man, we are not going to accept this in the EFF. But then again, the biggest issue I think in the EFF is, unlike the ANC, it is not easy in the EFF to call some leaders out. It is not easy for them to challenge the president and some of the founding members. Well, they can do that in private, but in public, they cannot really go out and call them to order. Unlike in the ANC, where Fikile Mbalula will just do that and let people know that we are making sure that people are on the same route. Unfortunately, I think that is not what they did in the EFF, and in return, Floyd dealt a big blow, followed by Dali Mpofu. Julius sent a message that I think he probably shouldn't have sent, but it's because he's feeling some type of way about the resignations and he wants everyone to leave that wants to leave so that EFF can proceed as normal. But remember, it is not about who leaves. It's about the image of the party. It is going to take a very long time for the EFF to come together and say that we are back to where we used to be. If it doesn't happen, it is going to take forever. Look at the message of Floyd Shivambu. As soon as Dali Mpofu resigns, he says that, welcome Dali Mpofu to the movement which has superior ideological, political and organizational capacity, composure and temperament to unite all the anti-colonial, anti-imperialist and anti-racist progressive forces in South Africa to fight for total political, economic, social, spatial, cultural, knowledge, ideological freedom and emancipation. MK Party is blessed to be joined by capable, disciplined, hard-working and selfless leaders. Is no retreat. Really? These are the people who were part of the superior logic, the ideological. They were together in that party. Today they are singing a different tune. Nothing against them. Every individual politician, they have a right to choice. But the manner in which they dealt Julius Malema a blow, he needs to go back and do some introspection. I think Julius has been comfortable in the leadership. He's been comfortable in driving the EFF, and part of it being they were exposed in the 2024 election, not only by the MK Party, not only by Jacob Zuma, but also because you want to get the majority. What you need to look at is to listen to what people want to hear and tell them that message. The EFF didn't do that. They would go on and speak about foreign nationals and speak about borders as if they are not reading the room. I think that is a lesson that might be too little too late for them to really recover from. Because had you really followed up on South Africans, maybe people would have changed the tune. Now, being comfortable as a leader led to what now we see as Julius being exposed, as Julius being betrayed. One last point. If Jacob Zuma is that person who Thabo Mbeki wanted to sideline, and he came back to become a president, when everybody wrote him off and said, it is over, it is done with Jacob Zuma. If Jacob Zuma is this person in Robben Island, struggle for freedom, they called him the chess master. If at one point he was heading the intelligence, he was in the intelligence. If at one point he made sure that regardless of what, he wins. Even if they were singing songs against him, he wins. If it is the same Jacob Zuma, what makes an individual trust that Zuma would change and be a nice one and wants to do lovey-dovey? Especially if you've been against him in the past, if you drove him out of office, what gives any person that Jacob Zuma wants to smoke a peace pipe? If you really have that belief, I feel sorry for you. I think in the rest of South Africa, there is no politician who can strategize against anybody more than Jacob Zuma. Even Thabo Mbeki, if they go and ask him, what kind of leader is Jacob Zuma? He's going to say that, I might not like him, but strategy is something he's good at.